The new Sonic leaks that Zippo confirmed said there was a Mario and Sonic at the Winter Olympic Games in development. However, recent news seems to point towards this game actually getting canceled. So if you're not aware, the only 2020 Olympics that happened were Mario's and Sonic's. All Olympic athletes were required to compete in that game for their medals as opposed to the in-person competitions. Now, in all seriousness, this game didn't sell very well. But Mario and Sonic at the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games was considered to be the best entry in the series to date, especially with all the love they gave to the Dream stages. So, with the 2022 Winter Olympic Games, they have a lot more to lose. There's a lot more factors at play here. As of this week, there has been a major push from a lot of large powers to boycott the 2022 Winter Olympics because of something I'm really not allowed to talk about on YouTube, other than it's very scary stuff. The Zippo leaks that he officially confirmed he wrote said there has been a new entry in development, but even states there's a 50-50 chance of this title being canceled. And this leak was written February 5th, and this very scary news has only ramped up since then, and it's still on the table if the actual Olympics will get canceled again, as it would be awkward if none of the world's biggest countries were there. And I fear whatever retaliation means if they boycott. This seems like something they wouldn't want to throw Mario and Sonic into, especially since Nintendo is much more protective over their brand than Sega. Zippo writes, it'll all hinge on how this pandemic and the situation with China shakes out in the next few months. But to look at the other side, here's where the possibility of it still coming out lies. Almost every single game publisher or developer have Chinese investors, as there's next to no independent studios since Tencent has pushed the entire gaming industry in a spot where everyone is on a rat race to get as many studios as possible, as well as investing in a lot of not-owned studios. This is super complicated, and I'm only bringing it up to say that these investors might push this game because ultimately they have a tight hold on these companies, and they sort of have to do what the investors want. So it's in their best interest to get this game out. One, because they have the license to produce Olympic Games, which is a pretty big deal. There used to be sports team developers fighting over the license when it was exclusive. However, for a while now, there's been coexisting Olympic Games, which makes sense because there's a clear separation between cartoon hedgehog and plumber versus the world's greatest athletes. The second reason it might come out is with all the bad press about this Olympics, they might want to have a game out to take some light off of that and have some goofy cartoon characters doing sports. It might not be much different from the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games with everything going on. By adding new stages and slightly tweaking mechanics on the existing framework, they could use most of their work from the previous title. If investors push for this game to release, then it will release. Keeping your investors happy is very important. Look at CG Projekt Red with Cyberpunk. So if your investors want your game to come out to make a very powerful entity happy, then that game is coming out. One thing we might see happen is it switch development hands to a smaller studio to finish it using the framework on the previous game. This happens a lot with smaller studios doing the polish work on a game, to ports and remasters, to sometimes creating the whole project themselves. Since this is a spin-off title and potentially has a lot of the hard work already done, there really is a 50-50 shot of this game coming out, but if things keep escalating in this current direction, I would expect for this to not see the light of day, until maybe we get some leaked assets in like 5 years. I know there's a lot going on, most of which isn't Sonic related. All I can say is try to keep up with the news from a variety of sources, including me. Subscribe and follow me for the latest and best Sonic news out there. Also join the Discord. We're streaming Sonic Movie once we hit 1,000 members, and we're getting closer. Lots of love. Peace!
Just in case anyone ever wonders if my pigs are happy. Hey, girls.